So I'm sure we've all heard the saying, knowledge is power, but I'll tell you what, wisdom is something that's much more powerful. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about why that is and how to gain it. So knowledge is power, and this is something that I've heard, all growing up. I'm pretty sure it was a TV commercial or something like that, one of those cliche things to say. And although I do believe in that, I do think knowledge is power. You do need knowledge in order to progress through life, no matter what you're doing. I don't think knowledge is the number one thing. It's only a piece of the puzzle. And this is something that's been on my mind for a while. It started off a few weeks ago. I share these little infographics, these little quotes, these little positive messages on social media on a weekly basis. And I shared one the other day saying something about knowledge is not pointless, but knowledge is secondary to action, and had a little back and forth with someone on that. And today, I just shared a post that said, we repeat what we don't repair. And I guess what capped it off and made me decide to make a podcast episode out of this, because I don't plan any of these episodes. I don't do any research on like, hey, what do you guys want to hear? I kind of take what I feel is important from what's happening around me. And when I get that feeling like, hey, this is something that the world needs to hear, I put it out there. And I just came back from church. We had a guest speaker in today, and he said the same thing. He said, I forgot the quotes, forgive me, but he talked about wisdom being more important than knowledge. And I look at wisdom as being more of an actionable item than knowledge, right? Knowledge is the actual thing. It is the, if we were to look at it as money, right? Knowledge is the amount of money that you have, where wisdom would be like wealth. So, right, if you have a lot of money, you are rich. But if you're rich and you don't really know how to use that tool, which is your money, you're not really progressing. You're rich for the moment. You have a lot of, let's say, material possessions, but you have no substance, right? There's nothing to benefit you in the future. There's nothing to benefit your family, friends, loved ones, charities that you support, right? None of that is benefited, right? I mean, for long term due to your richness, because eventually that richness will go away. It is a depreciating asset. Wisdom is like wealth, right? Wealth is essentially using your riches, right? Using your money and allowing them to work for you, right? Learning how to use them in a way that can benefit you longer term, right? The idea of generational wealth is the ability to take your knowledge about wealth, take your knowledge about money and how to use it, and passing it forward so that future generations can do the same as you, hopefully, but also surpass you. And that's the goal. That's also the reasons why we have, and man, I wish I knew numbers on this. I think they're called like third generation millionaires, where you'll have like someone, and leave me a comment below. I know this isn't on YouTube anymore, but shoot me a message if you kind of know the saying or a more detailed version of this, the statistics. But I remember reading once that you have like the third generation of a millionaire, meaning if someone's grandfather was a millionaire and they passed that company down to their father, and then that father passed it down to their son, right? There's not a high likelihood, but there's a much bigger likelihood of that son failing and that business or whatever it may be underperforming what the grandfather and father initially produced. Again, I could be wrong in there. I don't know the numbers. Please correct me if I am, but hopefully that gets the point across. And the message I shared today was we repeat what we don't repair. And this goes directly into wisdom being the main thing, right? We're all going to go through different trials and tribulations in life. We're all going to go through different challenges, right? I no longer fear them. I no longer try to avoid them. I accept them because I know those are going to be the most teachable moments in my life, whether we're talking about something trading related, whether we're talking about a hard conversation with my son, whether we're talking about anything else that happens in life, right? These are going to be trials for us. I'm going to learn today and it's going to make me better for the future, right? Just to give a trading specific example, I started off in the stock market, right, around 2007 into 2009, right? So I got a chance to see what life was like before the Great Recession. I got to really be actively trading and investing during the Great Recession. And the lessons that I learned from that period helped me massively take advantage of what happened in 2020, right? Where everyone else was panicking and I'm sitting back with a nest egg, I guess you can say, ready to pounce on opportunities. And I know that's going to pay off massively in the future. But that's where that wisdom comes in handy, right? You put yourself in my shoes, right? What if I just lived through that moment? What if I just, whined and moaned and complained about how much money I was losing and all this fun stuff, and never took the time to actually say, hey, let's take a look at this. Let's learn from this. Let's see how I can either benefit myself in the future or at least pass this knowledge down to someone else so they can benefit for the future, right? If I did not take the time and invest the effort in doing that, would I be able to take advantage of 2020, right? No. Right. And when we did a few workshops last year as well, and we preached the same message. We say, hey, this is a perfect opportunity, right? What happened in 2020 was a slap in the face to a lot of people. It was a reality check that, hey, you're not as comfortable as you think. And you have two options, right? You can complain, you can blame the world. Oh, COVID did this and did that. At the end of the day, that's not really going to do much for you. You're still going to be in the same position you are, aside from maybe mentally feeling a little bit better because you shifted the blame somewhere else. But it's definitely not going to help you in the future. And the people that we saw progress, both inside trading and in other entrepreneurial aspects, are the people that learned from this lesson. They looked at it, they said, man, this sucks. And they looked at what type of flaws it revealed in either their lifestyle or their business. And then they went about educating themselves on how to fix their flaws and really putting themselves into a better position. And I think what we're going to see going forward with the world, and I'm talking about many of these bigger companies as well, is you're going to see a lot of people be a lot more strongly prepared for the future because they were forced to change. They were forced to evaluate in order to survive. And because of that, when this happens again, I'm sure there will be another COVID, right? It always happens, but there'll be something else. Who knows what it is? But when there's another economic crash, when there's another situation similar to this, it's not going to be as drastic for those who learn because they can pull back on those lessons. They can see what they did. It may be slightly different, but they're going to be equipped with tools to really handle themselves and or dig themselves out of whatever position it's in. Trading wise, we need to do the same thing. This is why we always talk about reviewing your trades, right? Win or loss. One of the most important things you can do if you don't want to stay stagnant is review your trades. When you have a loss, go back, look through it, right? Take a mental note, take a physical note, right? Take a screenshot, walk through it. What did I do good? What did I do bad? What could I have done better? Was my stop loss in the right place? Did I miss a level of structure? Did I miscalculate this? Did I see the charts wrong, right? There are so many things you can do. But instead of just getting down and saying, oh, the market took this money from me, or this person tweeted that, or Jerome Powell's personally against me and stuff like that, right? Stop making those excuses, right? Learn, use the present situation as a chance to gain knowledge and then gain wisdom by learning how to adapt, adjust, and become better based off that knowledge that you've acquired. If you can do that, again, just like a normal J curve, you're not going to see a massive change in your results right away, but trust me, a consistent commitment to this type of effort, and you're going to see an exponential growth in both yourself as a person and yourself as a trader. Hey guys, thank you as always for checking out the podcast. If you want more trading specific stuff, I'm talking chart work and more lessons, of course, make sure you check out my YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/Akil Stokes or enter Akil Stokes in the search deal at the top, and make sure you subscribe to my free weekly video.